There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Oh, let's colorize a Hasselblad 500CM photo. Me. Hello, it's me. I'm Steven Allen. How are you doing today? Hit the subscribe button if you like to take photos in color, and let me know if you've ever tried black and white. Back in the day, people used to paint directly on film to colorize the film. That's when things were in black and white and you wanted to add a little pop of color. If you wanted to see moving images, 35mm film, they would have to paint every single frame. And if they shot at 24 frames per second, that is 24 still images that they had to paint for every second. It's a very tedious process, but it gives an interesting look. It doesn't look like IRL stuff. It doesn't look like the color film you are used to seeing today, or just, you know, color images that you're used to seeing. It's different. Unique. But it's cool. I think it's a really cool, unique, artistic look that it has. I want to do more of that. So I thought I would try colorizing some of the 120 film that I shot with my Hasselblad that I developed with Caffenol, because the Caffenol process is black and white. I thought, okay, well, let me make it a little more artsy by adding color to it. And instead of painting, which I could do that, I could do it with my iPad and Photoshop, and that would be a little bit of blending, more so the vintage and modern tech, you know? Okay, so we opened up Photoshop. I want to colorize this photo. This photo was taken with this Hasselblad 500CM right here with a 220 film back, and I used, I think I used Portra 400, and I just developed it with Caffenol. Now I know you would say, like, why did you use Portra 400? It's expensive, but I mean, I don't really know of any cheaper 120 film stocks. So, and that's just what I had. Let's go in here. Let's choose a blue color. Okay, so there seems to be a boat in the water. That's okay. We're just gonna paint a little bit with this. So this doesn't look so great. We're gonna change the opacity in a minute, so don't worry about it looking like not so great. I just want to kind of choose some colors that I think look a bit realistic, and then we'll probably get a little fancy with it. Okay. I like that on the iPad with this Apple Pencil, I can do a bit more than I could with regular Mac. With this process of colorizing, I can use this in do.
Yet I must admit I was curious to know all about Eve, and she was more than willing to talk.
Now I can use Sidecar, but again, I would need an iPad. And it feels like I'm actually, you know, painting, coloring, because I'm using a Apple Pencil, and it goes right here. I can just charge it. Fun. It's nice that I have the real Photoshop here on the iPad, because before you had like a stripped down version of Photoshop, but I believe this is still only an 8-bit, so that's not fantastic, but it's something. And I think what I want to do is a little bit of purple, darker purple like this, and add that in on top. To add, you know, just a little bit of fun to it. Let's go for the sky, do another layer for that, and I think I want to do a yellow to start with. And what I like about this Caffenol is that it is pretty sharp. The negatives turned out super dark, so I think if I did the developing process a bit better, I would get even better results for the scans, but the scanner that I used was still able to pick up a pretty nice image. You don't have to color everything. That's what's kind of cool too. But let's go for this, like the green trees and everything. I just want like a little wash of color. Okay, so now let's do the buildings. I feel like when you're doing this process, you can get really neat with it, but it can be cool as well if you're just kind of rolling with it and not trying to make it perfect. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll take all of these layers and we're going to lower the opacity to maybe like 50%. That one's about 50%, maybe a little bit lower. Lower this blue a bit more. Lower this yellow. Blue, let's lower this. And this green. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. Yes, I do have other videos on the Chanel about the Hasselblad 500CM and this Phase One P20 digital back. So check that out. It's in the card. It's in the description. You know. You should not only subscribe to this channel, but also you should subscribe to my other channel because I have many videos on both channels. But on this channel, we're talking about the camera, we're talking about music, we're talking about my songs, we're talking about lots of different things. But on the other channel, we're talking about game shows at the moment. So you can check out Wheel of Fortune, from back in the day, back in the 1900s. You can check out Family Feud from back in the 1900s. You can check out many different things. We have so much going on. So please do subscribe to my channels on YouTube. Subscribe. Support. Be supportive. Be supportive, okay? Thank. So basically, that's just what I wanted to do. And then I can take this here, go for this brush pen, it's right in Steven Allen, and there we go. I like that you can still see the edges of the negative, so you can tell that it is 120 film, but that's just adding a little color. It's not like really intense, but it just brings out a few things. You don't have to color the whole thing to get, you know, a little interesting look. So I really like that. So I feel like that was fun. I just wanted to add a little bit of color to the image. You can go in and you can get very precise. You can take a reference photo so that you know what the colors were for the day and really go in and make it a thing. But I kind of like that because it kind of reminds me of how they used to paint negatives or positives back in the day, and just gave like the idea of what the color should be.
Who ever heard of a wolf with a career?
If you're painting each frame for 35mm film, that takes forever. So you're choosing like main subjects to kind of color. So I liked doing that. I feel like it's an interesting look. Now, I don't think Instagram really likes it. I don't know if it's for that. I don't know where you could display this. I don't think it's really for TikTok. Maybe it is. I don't know. I think it's fun. Maybe it's not even for YouTube. Maybe no one cares. But I just think that's like a cool thing that you can do. It's adding a little more art to your photography to make it a little more hands-on. Check out my music. Fight fire with my heart, make me come apart. I need you out of my brain. Buy, play, stream, hear it now. The Adobe Suite is very pricey, but I like using it because I feel like it all works really well together. So I use Premiere Pro to edit my videos like the one you're watching right now. I use After Effects whenever I need to do something special that I can't handle with Premiere Pro, and Photoshop whenever I'm doing my thumbnails, and for this whenever I want to colorize a photo. Lightroom when I want to get the images from this digital back because it's like compressed in a special way for this Phase One. I just feel like all that software works really well together. It is pricey, but I do like Adobe, so sponsor me, Adobe. Seriously though, sponsor me, that would be fantastic. What's your favorite color? The plan is to post at these times on this channel
3 times a week, Monday and Thursday and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And at these times on my other
2
channel.
times a week, Tuesday and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We'll see. Again, we'll see. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up and do something to the bell. Tap it. so you can turn on those post notifications so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Visit my website, Prillen.com, where you can see my art, my music, my store, my blog, my merch, my clothing, and all of that good stuff and more. And until next time, take a little time to make art and be brilliant. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Back in the dizzy. I'm telling you, like, 2021, time to be in. If this were like 2009, you'd be stuck, you know? You'd just be wishing